Hey, how's it going, art nerds, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Diddy Daddy Mark, and if you're watching this video, we finally hit 10,000 subscribers, and god damn, I cannot thank you all enough. It's not even been a year into my YouTube journey, and I've already hit this insane milestone. Thank you so much. And some of you might be thinking only 10,000, that's not that much. Yo, think about it. Think about being in a physical room with 10,000 people. That's how many people have subscribed to me, and I cannot thank you all enough. But yeah, as per my YouTube community post that I put up a couple days ago, to celebrate the channel hitting 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be answering all you guys' burning questions. So yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump nose deep into this bitch with the first question, and that question is by Maki. Essentially, this is a long one, and I already read through it, so I'm not going to read it out loud. And there's pretty much just two main questions in here. The first one is, how do I price my commissions? The person's talking about my commissions are really high and expensive. And the thing is, when pricing your commissions, you kind of just have to know your worth, if that makes sense. Like, watch YouTube tutorials. You want to definitely not oversell. You also don't want to undersell. It's a gut feeling. That sucks for an answer, but that's pretty much what I can give. Go watch some tutorials if that's not good enough for you. And personally, my commissions are so high because I hate doing commissions. Like, even right now, I've stopped doing them. I don't do commissions anymore. But back when I used to, back when I did make money from YouTube and Patreon, and I needed, to feed myself and shit, I had a lot of offers for commissions, and to me, it wasn't worth it. I was doing a lot of work for a lot of chicken scratch, so I shoved the price way up to weed out the many people who were always DMing me for commissions. So this way, if I had to do commissions, I was doing it for money that I believe was worth the amount of effort I was putting in, because the commissions suck. Next question in this particular comment by this person is, how do you know your worth? I don't know, it's kind of just a gut feeling, right? It's just a gut feeling. If you don't like that answer, like I said, go watch other YouTube tutorials. But yeah, that's this question. Next question is from Luigi_002. Have you ever had a point in your progression where you felt stuck, and how did you solve it? Well, the thing about being an artist and the journey of being an artist and getting better is a lot of people nowadays think it to be a sprint. It is not a sprint, ladies and gentlemen. It is a marathon, meaning it's gonna be long, it's gonna suck, and it's gonna be hard, okay? Pause. But you're gonna feel stuck a lot, and that's because it often takes months or even years to see substantial growth, unfortunately. So when you feel stuck, know that you're progressing. You're just making really micro progressions, and you're not going to be able to see until a couple months or a year or years from now. So that's not a great answer, because it's kind of bummy, but it's the way it is, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you so much. Much love to you, bro. Next question is from Lion_Roke. What's your daily schedule like? How do you manage to pursue art, make your own manga, do commissions, all of those on top of university and other responsibilities you have? I am an artist too, and a freshman this income, blah 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 blah. Okay, awesome question, Lion, or Lian. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but the thing about my schedule is it is hectic, right? I don't like to push it on others. I don't like to say do exactly what I do, because it's a lot. As you can imagine, being a college student alone is its own beast. So personally, I say, if you want to ask me about my schedule, I just put out a video on my channel recently called How to Become a More Productive Artist in 2022. I pretty much typed up a rough schedule of what my weeks was like in college, right? And how I juggled so many things. So to simply answer your question, short and sweet, you have to make sacrifices and you have to be disciplined. So literally from the moment I wake up, I am constantly doing something. And by doing something, I mean doing something like productive, whether it's schoolwork, drawing. Like, I'm not taking naps, I'm not playing video games. Sacrifice and discipline. You have to wake up every day. You have to meticulously schedule your day and get it all done before the day is over, if that makes sense. But yeah, thanks for the question. I appreciate it. Next question is by Vanilla. I'm gonna say your name is Vanilla Bean. But yeah, the question is, when and how did you start drawing and creating manga? Literally love these videos and have been waiting for a channel like this. It's unbelievably helpful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try to be as helpful as I can with this channel. But yeah, how did I start drawing and creating manga? I have been a comic book artist since I could remember. Like, I've been drawing comics before I even knew where comics was. When I was a little kid, movies like Sky High or like, various movies that would show a comic book, right? This is before I ever physically seen one in my life. I used to see them in movies, and then I just started drawing them when I was a kid, and my family was poor, so like I used to draw comic books of like characters and properties that kids in my class already knew, like Ben 10 especially, and the X-Men, right? And I draw comic books with my own storylines with those characters, and I color them and blah blah blah, and I send it to kids in my class, right? And so pretty much I've always had the love for creating stories through comics. And so when I got older and I'm like, and I saw white manga, I'm like, hold on, I can actually do this for a career because I've loved this since I was a kid. And so that's when I, started making comics and putting it out there. And now, DD Mark is a thing. So that's how I started. But thank you for the question. I like questions like this. Next one. When did you get to a point with your art where you knew you were ready to start making comics? White Manga has a video on this. I watched that video. You're never gonna feel ready. You just aren't. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to just start. You're gonna have to make mistakes, and you're gonna have to learn from those mistakes and get better. It's never ending. You can read One Punch Man, Yusuke Murata, the person that we all perceive to be the greatest of all time. I myself can see Murata making mistakes. Not that I think they're mistakes. I can see that he thinks they're mistakes, and he does redraws of those. So it's the never-ending cycle. You're gonna fail your way to success. Like, honestly, that's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna have to fail your way to success. Yeah, I already pretty much answered this question. Also, I really like your art and enjoy your YouTube content. Thank you so much. Next question by Ofo Dude. How long does it take you relatively to make a manga chapter? I'm talking from writing to inking. Congrats on 10K. It used to take me 1 month to complete a whole chapter. It still does, but it would take me longer. I had to do this whole thing. I'll talk about it later in a video or a podcast or something, but long story short, it takes me a month, right? I switched up my process. The new process that I'm using right now, it takes me longer to ink, but I cut out the sketching phase. So although I'm taking longer to ink now, I no longer have to do the sketch phase, so I literally lost no time. You know what I mean? So a month. God, that was a long ass answer, but thanks for the question. Next question by Manga Known, awesome name. Should you draw a comic even if you lack the fundamentals like anatomy, perspective, etc.? You can. It's a free world, you know what I mean? You can do that. Do I recommend it? Sure, why not, right? The earlier you start, the quicker you start making mistakes and the quicker you learn from them. But, if you can, try to have a good understanding of the fundamentals. It'll make things a lot easier for you in your comic making journey. But yeah, good question. Next one is by I'm sorry, my guy. I can't even. Question is, what brought you into drawing and how did you get so fast, so quickly, other than getting critiqued by artists? Well, I think you mean how did I get good so fast? I drew a lot. I draw more than most artists, and I can say that confidently. I know that for a fact. I'm mostly drawing throughout the day. So yes, getting critiqued, that helped a lot. I draw a lot, so that helped. And then I fail a lot. And the thing about failing is I always try to embrace it. So whenever I fail and I make a mistake, I don't just whine about it or say, oh, I suck so much. No, I actively look at what I fail at and I go out of my way to fix it, right? If I draw eyes wonky, I take a whole week making sure I never draw eyes wonky again, if that makes sense. So you can imagine if someone is drawing and whenever they make a mistake and they rectify that mistake, eventually you find that they have less and less mistakes to rectify, meaning they're getting better. So if you ask me, that's the fastest way. You got to keep failing and pinpointing that failure and working on it. And that especially helps when you're critiqued because a more professional artist will see more failures that even you yourself can't see. You know what I mean? And then you'll fix that, if that makes sense. Next question by Eternal. How was your anatomy so good? Is there any way to draw them specifically? I have a basic understanding but still find myself struggling with it. Thank you. If you think my anatomy is good, I don't, but I appreciate it. My anatomy is good because I have good understanding of the drawing fundamentals, at least a somewhat decent one. I'm definitely no expert. But my anatomy looks satisfying because I've heard people say that before. It looks satisfying because I studied Murata's anatomy style and kind of mixed it with Masashi Kishimoto, like the creator of Naruto's anatomy style. And like Kishimoto's simplicity and Murata's complexity in the way they draw anatomy, I don't know, kind of made something cool. And then like I added a dash of third PHP. I don't know if you know that guy. He's like my good friend. His anatomy style is like cracked to the eyes. When he draws the human body, it looks so good. And I kind of stole a bit of that and made my own thing. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Next one is by Modestus Mode. Hello, I have a dilemma. I want to start on my comic but have few ideas. One is more important and longer than the other. Never done a comic but was preparing with drawing skills. Which story should I start? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I've got this question a lot of times from a lot of people. And I'll give the same answer I always give them is if you have a long story, one that you believe in a lot, one that you call your story baby, you know what I mean? I suggest don't work on that one yet. I want you to do a lot of one-shots, do a lot of short stories, 20 pages, 10 pages, 30 pages, do multiple one-shots. And the reason you're doing those one-shots is not because you want to make the next masterpiece short story like Goodbye Area or some shit. You're doing those one-shots so you can make mistakes. Like I said earlier in the video, you want to make a lot of mistakes and learn from them. Those one-shots, you will make mistakes. You make the mistake in paneling, you'll be like, oh, that's not how paneling should go. And then you fix that. Making mistakes, oh, bubbles don't look like this, you change it. That's the point of the one-shots. When you make those one-shots, as you draw them, you're gonna have realizations and you're gonna just work on it and fix it. Eventually, you get to a point where your short stories or your one-shots, like quality-wise and artwork-wise, are comparable to a professional standard. Like I'm talking like something you would see shown in Jump. It's at that point that you're now ready to start working on your long-term thing now, because you now have the skills to be able to depict what is going on in your story, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's a good question. Next one. By Lee Tix, oh god damn it. Dimple. Question by Dimple. Who do you think is the best hatchers with good anatomy, hatching, and all? Anyways, your videos are really nice to listen to. Very grateful as always. Thank you very much, Dimple. I appreciate that. Best hatchers to me, best hatcher hands down by far is obviously Yusuke Murata and Kei Murana, the person that does Gachi Akuta. To me, she is definitely one of the best at hatching. On God, bro. Like skill wise, they're not as good as Murata, obviously, but they're hatching. God damn, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my answer. Thanks for the question. Evan, what keeps you motivated to continue working on your story? I don't want to hate my life. That's my motivation. The reason I draw and the reason I work so hard is because there's no fallback. Obviously, I have a college degree, but I can't imagine living the rest of my life not being a comic artist. I just imagine that I'd be depressed. I'm not happy when I'm not drawing. I know that for a fact. So that's my motivation, is that I want to succeed monetarily. I'm not saying money is the only way to succeed. When I'm talking about succeed, I'm talking monetarily, so I don't have to worry about having to force myself to work a job that I really hate. But that's just me personally. Good question though. Thanks. Next question is by Shadow. How do you deal with burnouts? P.S. You're very motivating. Thank you. Thank you, or you're welcome, I guess. Whatever. How do I deal with burnouts? I take a break. Despite what it seems to a lot of people think I just draw 24/7 and I'm rushing and I'm speeding. I don't draw a lot. Like I draw a lot, but not as much as people think, if that makes sense. I'm taking a lot of breaks, right? So whenever you're feeling burnout, just take a break. Personally, for me, that's what it works. I'm not saying that's gonna work for everybody, but I take a break and then I watch motivational videos on YouTube, because that helps a lot. Watch motivational videos and listen to music that makes you feel good. Personally, I love listening to Lil Baby when I'm going through a burnout, because his music is so hype and it's like, go get that bag, go get that thing, you know what I mean? So Lil Baby's who I listen to. Next question by Enrique Cruz. Please, I would love to see you answering this. Oh god, this is a long one. Let me see here. I want to create my own manga. I've always been good at writing histories, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is the question. What things do I wish I knew before starting drawing? Can someone draw without talent? What specific things you recommend us to study in order to learn how to draw manga? Okay, so yeah, really quick. What things did I wish I knew before starting drawing? I wish that somebody had told me to work on one-shots and not jump into a long-term series, because when I first started, I wanted to start with a series. I should have started with one-shots. And I also wish someone told me to study the fundamentals, because I got that later on from like third. And then, can someone draw without talent? Definitely. I do not have talent. I've gotten as far as I have through hard work and determination. What specific things do I recommend to study in order to learn how to draw manga? Read manga. Read more manga, and don't just read it blindly for fun. Like, analyze what you're reading. Like, analyze everything. The shape of the panel, the way the speed lines are bending, the way they're not bending, the speech bubble patterns. Analyze everything. Read manga. But yeah, good question. Joji Kamiya, what made you pursue manga as a career, and at what point did you decide to do so? Well, like I said, I don't want to hate my life, and I love comic books, and I've been making it since I was a kid, and I want to do that as an adult. Obviously, I'm not naive enough to know that it might not happen. I like to at least try, so that on my deathbed as an old man, if I never become a comic book artist, I at least know I tried, if that makes sense. But good question. Next one. When did you come back from Nigeria to start your full-time manga comics, or did you start from Nigeria? I am not a full-time manga artist. I am still kind of a student, even though I've graduated right now. I came from Nigeria to America to go to school in like 2015. And then I went to high school in America, and then I went to college in America. Started drawing manga in my junior year of college, and now I've just graduated. So there you go. Next question by Unihorn Jaeger. Awesome name. If your manga/webcomic got greenlit somehow for an anime, how would you react? I'd be happy, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably post it on social media or some shit. But for me, anime has never been a goal. I don't shit on people who want anime as a goal. It's never been one for me. For me, it's just to have a comic that does well, personally. I'm a comic book artist, so if my manga had an anime adaptation, I'd be happy that it would mean more sales. That means more money. That means more food on my family's table. But I'm not gonna say anime has been a goal for me. It'd be nice though. Is your comic on Webtoon your first one, and what was it like getting picked up by Saturday AM? My comic on Webtoon was not my first one. It's my second one. My first one, it was terrible. It was called Iris Dark or some shit. It's probably online somewhere. But yeah, that one was terrible. And what was it like getting picked up by Saturday AM? I don't know. I was kind of chill. I was excited, but not really. I kind of saw it coming. I don't know if that's proud or some shit, but I found Saturday AM, and then like from that moment I found them, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in. And I kind of just knew it deep down that I'm just gonna get in. All I have to do is just work hard, and I did, and now I'm here. But yeah, good question though. Next question by Gino Maru. What was the inspiration for your manga Metal Souls? At first it was Kaiju number 8 and Iron Man, but more so Iron Man than Kaiju number 8. And now it's not there's no Kaiju number 8 in it at all. And the only Iron Man thing about Metal Souls is the suit. Literally, that's it. The story in Metal Souls is, right now at least, heavily inspired by Chainsaw Man and Attack on Titan more and more as time goes on. Art-wise, the art style at first was Kaiju number 8, but now I've shifted the art style to be more dark and gritty because I feel like the story needs that. Not supposed to be lighthearted like Kaiju number 8's art style. So right now I'm drawing inspiration from Chainsaw Man and Gachi Akuta for my art style. Next question by Eddie the Nerd. What's your biggest or most ambitious goal? To be the best artist, right up there with Murata. And I also that's another goal of mine. I want to meet Yusuke Murata. That's my biggest or most ambitious goal. Question by MJ David. Hi, can I ask, if you are just a one-man army, I mean author and artist at the same time and creating your own one-shot, is it still needed to be very clear and detailed in your script? Or you can just jump to thumbnailing and storyboarding? Thanks so much. Have a great day. If you're a one-man army, all you need to do is make sure that you can understand it. Your thumbnails, your scripts, it doesn't matter how rough, disgusting, ugly, it doesn't matter how many typos or grammar errors are in there. So long as you understand it and you can see the vision of what you're putting down, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm a one-man army. If you read my script, your eye would probably get like a seizure. My scripts are so goofy. Whenever I put my scripts in my YouTube videos, best believe I clean them up. I clean it up. Even the scripts for my YouTube videos are so messy. But yeah, so long as you can understand it, you're good. Next question by Lord SF Miller. Have you ever done animation or do you want to pursue it? If not, why? I don't want to be an animator, meaning like I don't want to be the guy that makes the stuff move. I've always wanted to be a character designer for Pixar. That is one of my big dreams, and I don't think that one's gonna happen, unfortunately. So I've been trying to get into the animation industry, and I'm making a portfolio, but I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think the animation industry wants me. I reached out to a couple people asking for help, like including Ethan Becker, and pretty much everything combined from all the advice I got from all the people in the industry is that I'm not cut. Like they pretty much just told me I'm not cut out for it, unfortunately. I'm still gonna keep trying because fuck them, respectfully fuck them, but I doubt it, and that's sad. Honestly, to me, it's sad because if I had to work a job where I have an employer and I'm not like DD Mark is not my main job being DD Mark, then I would have liked to work for an animation studio. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. How long does it take you to do a manga page? It takes me 1 day to ink a manga page, and it also takes me like 1 day to tone that same manga page. So 1 day for one page. I could definitely do 2 in a day, but lately I've tried to slow down and do 1 a day so I can like focus on quality more. I'm actively trying to be slow. I'm not the one guy ever to do it. But yeah, good question. Next question is, what advice would you give an artist wanting to create content on YouTube but is scared of failure? Don't be. Take the leap of faith, because why has society put such a negative connotation on failure? Failing is not necessarily always a negative. It can be a positive thing depending on how you look at it, right? Because what does failure mean? It means you did something wrong, meaning there's an opportunity to learn and grow from it. That's how I think about it. If I put out a video that like flops, I don't take it to heart. It just means I can learn from it. Why did the video flop? And don't do it again. If that makes sense. So start a YouTube channel, put out content, and if you fail, you can be able to see what you did wrong, that failed, and do something different next time. And if that, you can do it different that next time, and it can still fail, but still, you can still learn from that, right? The most successful artists in the world, the most successful people, a lot of the times, they didn't just get there on their first try. They had to fail the way there. They failed, they learned from it, and they picked themselves right back up. So yeah, that's my advice on that. But good question though. Next question by Exivo. You said you grew up in Nigeria. I want to know, do you know what Akara Moi Moi? Of course, man. Those are my things, I grew up in the slums, man, like the bad parts of like Lagos, man. I'm a Lagos boy. So, everything you listed is my shit. Uh, I like that question. Jeremiah Dejab, how did you overcome your self-doubt? That's a good question. And I really watched a YouTube video about that recently. And I guess I've always had self-doubt, and I still do. But the video I think I watched was called "You Don't Need to Believe in Yourself to Become Successful." So it's like I'm at the point where I doubt myself every single day. With every stroke of my pen, I doubt myself. But I kind of just ignore it and keep pushing forward, because I know that when it comes to like your brain, anxiety, mental health, it is always gonna look for the worst possible thing to keep telling you, right? Even if it's a lie, and even if you know it's a lie, right? So how do I overcome my self-doubt? I kind of just, I try my best, and I tell myself in the mirror, I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself, oh, you're the greatest, you're the GOAT. But a lot of times I still don't believe that, but I just keep pushing forward. I hope that's a good enough answer for you, Jeremiah. Next question. Will there be a Discord server? Yes, I'm trying. I'm such a noob. I don't know how to do one. I will try my best to set one up within the next month or so. Thanks for the question, Wicked. The next one is by Evolus. What day is your birthday? My birthday is on May 26th. It just happened and I didn't tell a single soul. Yep. You guys think I'm joking when I say I have no friends. Literally, I have no friends. Nobody remembered my birthday. I celebrated my birthday by myself. The only person that remembered was family, obviously, and my girlfriend. Nobody remembered. It is what it is. But I guess now you guys know. Next question is by Jeffrey Cole. What is your goal or vision for this YouTube channel? I want this YouTube channel to be a source for motivation for artists, specifically. Not just, actually for anybody. I want to be the everyman that achieves that unachievable success, if that makes sense. I want people to click on my YouTube channel, watch my videos, and see that, oh my God, if this guy can do this, if this guy can become a comic book artist, if this guy can become a YouTuber, then I can too, because there's nothing special about me. I'm just like any one of you watching this video. So that's always been my goal for this YouTube, is to, number one, educate and teach people and help them to become the best they can be. Number two, to motivate them by seeing me achieve all these things and reach all these milestones, because if I can do it, then anyone can. I've said that before in videos and I'll keep saying it for as long as I live. Next question. Olisa Ezisi. Wow. Love that name. When did you leave Nigeria? I left Nigeria in 2014. And I've been there a couple times since then for like summer break and stuff. But as of me recording this, I haven't been back home in 2 years or some shit. Next question is by Green Sus. 69th comment, lol. By the way, favorite color? Question mark? Okay, my favorite color is black. But if you're one of those people that say black is not a color, it's a contrast, then my favorite color is blue. Yeah, that's that question. Thank you all for watching this video. I truly appreciate you all for, blessing my channel with your beautiful eyes. Yeah, so like, I hope you enjoyed the Q&A. I'm definitely gonna do another one, at 20,000 subscribers and 30,000, 40,000, blah blah, and so on and so forth. So there you go, run up the subscribe button, because YouTube analytics actually tells me a lot of you guys watch and are not subscribed, but hey, it is what it is. And yeah, make sure to like and all that good stuff. Also leave a comment, because I read and respond to most comments. Till next time, art nerds, peace and love, baby.